couple of really groundbreaking discoveries through that experimentation.
This is just factually untrue.
She was hitting on one of his sparring partners and was obsessed with him and gave him a VIP pass to the event.
A lot of his sparring partners got the passes, but she definitely had a big crush on one of the guys that would come in and spar with them, because anytime they would spar, she would just be super into it and watch every moment. And then, even if he would like beat Ian up, she'd be very into it.
Filmed him coughing in the shower all night. He was coughing. I was like, oh my god, this is so bad. He also had fractured shins, but like you can fight on fractured shins, but you couldn't be as bouncy. But we found that.
People are going to be saying excuses for the fight from a year ago.
Let me just add, he still would have lost to Dr. Mike, even if he could breathe and didn't have fractured shins.
There is no passion, there is no vision, there is no aggression, there is no fucking mindset in this football club. Nothing is there. What the hell is there in this football club? Tell me now. What the hell is
That's the craziest thing, because Anissa said to me, she's like, Kate, you don't understand. Ian and I both believe that that guy would really come and find me and would actually murder me. So that's the reason why we have to take all these precautions. And I was just like, are you sure?
I was like, I think the guy's a millionaire. I was like, I don't think he's going to risk his freedom to kill you.
I'm coming to kill you in Los Angeles at your house.
For you. So for Ian, for example, like I would say trashy or trailer park would be one. Untucked or like a bit unorganized and like simple. Right. Well, that goes with trailer trash.
Okay.
But there's three descriptors that he kind of always likes to follow. He likes it's a bit unkempt looking, but it's simple. He keeps it pretty simple. He'll have like one statement piece, maybe like that shirt, and it always has the theme of like trailer park, or kind of just like, that's his vibe.
With the trailer park theme?
Yeah. With Idubbbz' last name changed from Washburn to Joma. My brother, oh man, he is deeply in pain.
My name over his last name is because his last name is like just objectively ugly. It's just like an ugly last name. Like Washburn sounds horrendous. Like Anissa Washburn definitely stormed the Capitol. That's how that went. But like I feel like, I don't know. That's like, to me,
wake up, go to bed, do it all again.
Anissa Washburn sounds bad. I mean, there's like some days where I ask Ian, like, have I ruined your life?
Yes.
Oh, buddy! Oh, buddy! Jeremy! Oh, buddy! It's a Keno Miss Miracle! Oh, buddy! No. We got buddy! Hassan's abusing.
Welcome. So this is going to be a very, very fun video. I haven't done a good documentary type video since, I would say, about the Fade incident. That got some okay views. Everyone that needs to know is in the know, and that's all I cared about. If you know. But this is going to be a little more based on the last 9 months of the Ian and Anissa situation. Get you caught up to speed if you aren't caught up with everything. So let's start from 9 months ago with Ian and Anissa. Content Cop. Oh man, Content Cop H3 to be more specific. This was one of the worst, most god-awful decisions of Ian's career. It was the end of Ian's career. It was already on the downslope. Basically, this is the nail in the final nail in the coffin. But this one was a pretty bad nail. See, the problem with this is you could have had time, I felt, if you were Ian, to make enough money to get a good safety net and maybe get out of YouTube gracefully and still retain a fan base enough to make a good earning each month to basically wither your way out and be okay for the next 10 years. I actually thought that you would have retained a fan base. No, this did not end well. You did Content Cop H3. Now, normally it's like, whatever, who cares? H3 has probably done 17 billion fucking things under the sun to fucking earn a content cop. Well, there's this thing called timing, and timing's a bitch. See, when you go in and do shit like that during a time where H3 actually has a moral point, he's right. So it all really starts back when H3 had a real interesting issue with Ian in the sense of, hey, bud, maybe, just maybe, if you listen to me here, if you listen real quick, I've helped you out so many times. When Ian and Anissa were going through the OnlyFans debacle, Ethan stuck his neck out on the line, got clowned epically with you two, and gave you a platform. And all you had to do was say, hey, in the midst of CPS being called on Ethan and Gila Klein, come and say, hey, maybe we're not such bad parents, because obviously we're not, nigga. But did my boy do that?
Instead of taking any responsibility for sharing too much on his live stream, is that he decides to attack specific creators like Idubbbz and say she was the source of the CPS call because her chat was reacting to Ethan and saying, wow, this is concerning.
No, not even close. Actually, in the midst of everything, these two dumb fucks decided to go, huh. Nah, we're gonna no mas this shit.
Test
no
me,
mas
bitch.
This shit, and we're gonna sit there and say, fuck you, actually, because how dare you ask us to reciprocate the same thing you given to us and to tell the world that you're not bad parents, which would have been the easiest thing to do because it was, I don't know, the truth, nigga. It's not a hard thing to do. I know, shocking fucking concept, saying, hey, these aren't bad parents, but I don't want to be involved in this. But I have never seen anything to submit that they're bad parents, but I don't want to be involved in the drama. You tried to go and say, we don't want to be involved at all. We know what's going on. Don't involve us. Instead of just being good friends. You don't have to be involved in the drama and take a side to be good friends with the guests. But the best part about this was you weren't good friends. At least Anissa wasn't a good friend. And Ian does what he usually does, and that's listen to Anissa because of her giant rod up his ass, which we're not going to talk about at all.
Oh, he's like,
I mean, hey, it's all good. We all do things for women. I've done things for women. We've all done crazy things for women. It's the box. Speaking of box, let's get back to the whole premise around the boxing debacle that we all forgot about for some reason. Creator Clash, right? So your only backer was Ethan Klein at the time. So you go and actually drop a content nuke. H3 content cop H3 God, content nuke, content cop, motherfucker, please. But anyways, you drop a content motherfucking cop on your primary only remaining backer, and did you think that was gonna work out well for you? It did not. Oh, it gets even better. So then after all of that, right, you backstab your friend, you didn't just do it in that way. It was distasteful because you even had to do the whole wake up thing. Wake up, Ian.
Time to be awake, Ethan.
Wake up, Ethan.
This is no longer a dream. This is a nightmare. Wake up.
Ethan, the dumb bitch is telling you to wake up.
Wake up, Ethan. Wake up. Wake up, Ethan. Ethan, wake up.
Wake up. Well, motherfucker go, wake up, Ethan. Wake up. Everyone was going, wake up, Ethan. Time to be awake, Ethan. Oh my God. Right. The whole hilarity of it, having all his biggest ops that he would go on to later put on a lawsuit. Half of them.
Please, who's sweating at home, guys? Casey Tron, the queen of ripping farts and bong loads.
Dog, what is this?
Frogan, who, bless her soul, she's still rising.
Can I walk away and use the bathroom?
Queen of self-owning. And my God, is she the queen of that?
It's very obvious from the way that guy's talking, he's a Sneeko fan.
Oh my God, bro, I love you. Can I give you a hug, bro?
I'm so sweaty, bro.
I love you, bro.
Even threatening and making fucking Sean the Black, who no one knows who this nigga is. Still no one knows who he is. Is he from the Boondocks? I don't know. Is he from South Park? Was he Tolkien? No one knows or really gives a flying fuck. Still, he's just that black guy over there. Yeah, even scared the black guy over there to piss his pants. Amazing job there. But anyways, going on from that. How could this get any worse, Ian and Anissa? How could this get any worse? Well, you release a content deputy. That didn't go well. Well, that sucks.
and he calls on me to defend him, what the fuck am I meant to do?
Okay. So now you have Ethan Klein basically going to make fun of you for basically the duration of God knows how long. It is what it is, guys, right? It's only just Ethan Klein making fun of you. It's just ribbing. It is what it is. You can just do what you do, deal with it, and that's it, right? No, wrong. You absolutely feed into it. You don't ignore it, and you get fucking lambasted and clowned every 5 fucking seconds. And then you basically you get fucked to the point where you can't stop responding to every fucking comment there is. You just are so skin-flinned, and so
it's a lot of pressure. And now that Anissa and I have stepped away from it, I want to just clear the air because I don't feel that same pressure that I did when I was part of the event.
In that way, okay, you just can't stop. Ethan's clowning you, and at some point it's going to get to a point you'd think for Ethan, like I thought with Hassan, where it's kind of like, Ethan, this is a little obsessive, this is stupid, you made your point, they've basically burned themselves out, you don't have to do anything, you don't have to be vindictive, all right? You could have just literally just let it go, because at some point it's going to become obsessive and pathetic and lame, right? All right, it's just, who cares? Let them flame out, That was until, oh boy, my favorite arc of this entire goddamn saga. The best arc there ever was, the best arc there ever will be, the best arc, the bona fide boxing arc.
She's such a pathological liar. Up until like a couple months ago, she had always told us one of the reasons that she told me that people hate on Ian was because she had done a porn with Mia Khalifa in a hijab. So
oh, how could we forget our good old friends Mike and Kate, some of the nicest people you'll ever meet, but god damn it, if you cross them, well, you're going to catch this fade. But I like to say every bit of this is justified. Not just justified, it is completely and absolutely fucking earned. They earned this shit. How do I even begin with all this shit? There is so much lore to break down, I don't think I should have to. If you want to do that, you can go on H3's channel and look through the damn interview yourself for all the lore. But I'm going to break down the key points. That Ian and Anissa are some of the biggest scumbags that mistreat their own friends that you will ever meet.
We raised $1.3 million for charity, and he promised us a bonus. And then right after the event, he just kind of pretend like he's too busy to check in with us, And then
after the event, like once the event ended, I didn't see him again for about 5 months. Because he was working.
Mike and Kate have been nothing but gracious and nice to me when I've talked to them. So this is a little bit personal for me in the sense that I hate good people having their time wasted by two assholes. So you, in your idiocy, decided to go fuck around and find out with normies. We call them on the internet realm normies. That's not an insult to them. That's just literally what they are. Normal people, normies. If anything, it's really derogatory towards us because that means we're the fucking ones that are kind of stupid here. Oh shit! No, never mind. We're actually the mentally disabled ones, and you're the normal people. But whatever. Not gonna go too deep into that. So, Mike and Kate, being nice people they are, unfortunately, with this story, they couldn't be so nice to Ian and Anissa. Good, thank God. They needed it. It had to happen. I'm sorry, but you got to put them out their misery.
You're done. You're washed. It's over.
You got to put them out their misery. It's pretty much done, cooked, and over. They're chicken dinner at this point. And the worst part about this is they did it to themselves. Let's start with the Mike and Kate story. So these two are trainers for. There are two trainers. Actually, Mike was a trainer for the first two Creator Clash. Jesus, the first two Creator Clashes. Now, Creator Clash, I thought was a steaming pile of shit. No offense to Mike and Kate or anything. This is nothing they could do. I just hate creator boxing. I think it's a sham. I think it's annoying to watch for my taste in the sport because I can't stand watching sideshows in this sport because I feel as though there's no balance to the professional aspect of the sport. We don't focus enough on the professional part. We focus too much on the Jake Paul and the Logan Paul shit. Like Jake Paul getting the shit kicked out of him by fucking Anthony Joshua is embarrassing for me in the sense of why are we okay with an Olympic gold medalist fighting a novice at best? We should be ashamed letting this go on. We need real boxing here, and this is a joke. We've been waiting for years for Anthony Joshua versus goddamn Deontay Wilder, but I get that shit. But whatever, I digress. I'm not going to get into my grumpy old man phase of this. But the event was a success for everyone else than the first creator clash. Second one was a success monetarily, except it didn't really break even because of all the money that was hemorrhaged, and we'll get into that in a minute. But there's something, I guess, that there's a slam dunk coming in all this. See, I was at the point thinking, Ethan might want to move on to something else. Just keep going back and forth with these two morons. Essentially, it's just going to lose its flavor. I apologize to Ethan Klein. I did not realize how petty that you were going to be and how much fun this was going to be. How, in the words of some people, Kino this might be.
Whoa, buddy!
And holy shit, was this pure cocaine Kino shit. Motherfucker, are you kidding me? This was just a beatdown. In the terms of, like, UFC, this is a beatdown if there's no ref in the ring. If the ref just decided to look the other way and Valentina Shevchenko is deciding to just beat the shit out of you. Now, granted, some motherfuckers might find that to be hot until they're dead. Just constant. You hear that? That's the sound of my fist going through my hand, because that's just a beatdown. Where do we begin with the fact that Ian and Nisa were both insufferable people to be around? I mean, obviously, let's be honest, we could see that at face value. Or the fact that Ian smelled like literal shit because he didn't shower and had horrible hygiene. I mean, that's embarrassing. How about the fact that, given the chance to help out Kate, who is a child sex slave survivor, a child marriage survivor, and being a fucking legitimate victim of sex slavery, you had a chance to help her out. And Ian, I guess we'll give maybe a little bit of leeway to Anissa here, but I don't think much of that.
Bill. I gave my public testimony to support the bill, and once I was on Seattle Times and television and everything, and I reached out to Ian and Nisa and I asked them if they could help share the information, because it was really important to me that this bill passed, and they just both left me on red. But guess what? Today, when they saw the highlights on Ian's story that we were going to be on here, Ian and Nisa was texting me and Michael, and they're like,
they ignored us when we were like trying to fight child marriage, but then when they found out
are they pro child marriage?
Yeah.
Take a hard stance. It makes one
unilaterally, just for the sake of whatever, as he said it was unilaterally decided by him to not help her in campaigning at all, just by sending tweets. People, we're talking about just sharing tweets here.
I don't feel emotions, I'm a guy. I don't feel emotions, I'm a guy.
I've shared their shit out all over my social media. Isn't that hard? I shared the charity out. You're goddamn right. I'm always happy to see more progress being made on stopping child marriage, because it should be outlawed everywhere. The fact that it's not in this country is completely some third world bullshit. We should be ashamed as a country that's I'm not gonna get on my soapbox about this, but you already know, right? And all you had to do was share some tweets to your platforms, guys. Did you do that? No. But you gladly spent $1,000 on fucking Casey Tron's legal defense.
Dog, what do you look? You think I made?
Which she settled anyway. So congratulations, you paid $1,000 to Ethan Klein. No, seriously, you paid $1,000 to Ethan Klein. I mean, wow. So you could talk about that part of the first interview. Well, let's bring up the fact. Oh, this one's good. Oh, this one gets me. This part. Let's bring up the fact that you sat there, right, and you didn't even want to train properly.
This out was because I wanted Ian to start doing 2 training sessions a day, and I said, Ian, you need to start doing 2-a-days. And he was like, why should I do 2-a-days? And I told him, I was like, Ian, you're not good at boxing, man. My brand is at stake.
You got so butthurt at a boxing coach training you hard. Keep in mind, I've lived my life being yelled at my entire life. It is what it is. But you couldn't even handle that and had to talk about how rough it was and how this reminds you of your father. Oh my God. Oh my God. I can't handle it. I can't handle it. You went to Denny's crying like a little bitch, and then it's just like, buddy, what are you doing? This is embarrassing. This entire interview is just, in all seriousness, to give you a little sidebar, because I'm just playing it up for the fun of it. This entire fucking interview is embarrassing. It's humiliating. They packed the car, go to Canada after that interview, right? But during that entire interview, It was just brutal, buddy. Like just straight brutality, buddy. Brutal. I mean, I'm talking this hit after hit after hit. And Kate, you could tell was being held back by Mike because, you know, and I understand professionalism, right? Because you don't want to come off as vindictive or petty. It's a fine balance, and a lot of people might notice that and use it against you. Me, not so much, because I would be put 10 times worse in that moment. But hey, I'm a psychopath, and I have no fucking care for people's or regard for fucking people's feelings, especially people like that.
Loyal. This is how I roll.
But you got to be careful not to go with reckless abandon in this moment. And Mike, I thought, was tactful and very diplomatic and tried to be fair. Kate, though, I could tell, wanted to rip them limb from limb and basically point them out as the scumbags that they are. Now, for me, personally, of course, I would have preferred the Kate way, but I understand the diplomatic way from Mike's perspective. Even still, this was humiliating and probably made it even more humiliating by the fact, that fact that I just mentioned. It makes it even more humiliating, all the shit that came out. Regardless, it was humiliating. I mean, how you just came out looking like a bunch of selfish douchebags, didn't care at all about charity. I mean, to find out you were ducking like $500,000 in the hole before you even started the event to run some stupid gala to pat yourselves on the back. I mean, what is this, a South Park episode? Is this a literal South Park episode? It's what it felt like to me. So you go through that, you go move to fucking Canada, cry like a bunch of little bitches, and you lick your wounds. And then we enter in the Keno Casino. Why are we entering in the Keno fucking Casino? Why are we entering the Keno Casino of all things? If you don't know what the Keno Casino is, it's two idiots in Canada. One's name is PPP and the other one is Andy Worski.
No.
It's a Keno, miss. Buddy. Buddy.
These two do not give a fuck. They make fun of everyone, and they usually cover the internet blood sports. There are two sides of the internet drama sphere that are really black and white here. There is the side of all the big time streamers that everyone covers for clout and just to cover the daily celeb gossip news, just like that. So, you know, your dailies like Nicholas Story, Rob's Media, shit like that. You know, they cover that type of side of the internet. You know, pretty boring for my taste. Very bleh band. I don't really care about the goings on of Tectone versus fucking Hassan or Osmongold versus Hassan, or Hassan getting bitched out by this, or Pokimane pissed off everyone here, or Valkyrie did this, or Senna didn't shake her butt correctly or some shit. I don't fucking know. It all blends together at this point. I don't really give a shit about any of that because it's just not fucking fun. It's boring as shit, and I don't care about these fucking out of touch douchebag wannabe Hollywood e-celeb bitches. Sorry, not sorry. Then there's the fun side. See, you got your Mikey No Mores, your Keno Casinos, shit like that just cover the nasty, gnarly motherfucking side of the internet. Yes, they'll dabble in touching the e-celeb shit, but for the most part, they don't really like to. It's like very corrosive to them. To touch, not gonna really like it because it's just not fun. Because where else are you gonna find your Ethan Ralphs making fun of your Dick Mastersons? You're just your low down, dirty, just disgusting bargain bin scumbag human beings you get to make fun of day in and day out, which makes it more funny. The videos, there's more videos, more stupidity. Where else am I going to get to make fun of Grace Thorpe on a daily basis, y'all? Even though no one does that anyways. Shout out to Ruby, though. Keep whooping that ass. You know? Where else are you going to find that shit? But unfortunately, Ian and Issa are in the middle segue where it's like everyone can make fun of these two complete fucking morons. Everyone. Even I'm doing it. They fucked around and found out. So Ian released a few videos after Content Deputy. I think it was something about Trump, and then something about like traveling. It's I don't know. I didn't watch it. To be honest with you, I didn't watch them because they're all fucking trash. I'm sorry. There's things in this world that I'd rather fucking watch than Ian trying to talk politics, and it involves paint drying and a fucking bowling ball smashing on a dude's nuts on Instagram. It's okay. No joke. There's a guy doing that. It's very oddly entertaining. Oh shit. Okay. Now, under normal circumstances, my God. Under normal circumstances, I can understand if you are not happy with a channel making 150 plus videos on you. This is the Kino Casino. That's kind of the business that they run, where everything's about it. Now, granted, it's not really just about 150 videos, man. You have to understand this is coming from the streams on their Kick channel, to where they make streams and they go for 10 hours long and they talk about a various amount of topics, and then those streams get cut up into videos that are censored a little bit and put onto YouTube for the exposure and the algorithm. That's how people kind of funnel their content now. I might get back onto doing Kick as well. I might send some information when I grow a little bigger. Anyways, whatever, blah blah blah. So they decide to make a video talking about people being absolute bullies to them and shitting on them.
If it's just like implanted in your brain from all the other hate videos, there was never a bonus. I never spoke to these losers about a bonus. If you're gonna be a hater ass bitch, take.
Why they did this, I have no fucking clue. Idubbbz must be not aware of his history, but this is the dumbest thing you can do when it comes to blood sports or drama sports in any capacity. Admit that you are being shit on.
How the internet works. It shouldn't be, but that's how it is.
He says in this moment, it shouldn't be. Why the fuck do you think he says it shouldn't be? Could that be because it's wrong and it's a mean, evil thing to do? To
We're getting the mansion Warski. We're gonna have BMWs and jet skis and toilets lined in fucking gold. We're just shaming you for being a cock. Shaming you for being a traitor fucking bitch. And stabbing your friend in the fucking back. That's all it is. We're just pointing.
And it's affecting you idiots. See, two things came of this that should have never happened to these from these two imbeciles, and they regretted it for it. Let's start with the one thing. You had to bring up Mike and Kate again, in which Mike, with that whole diplomatic stance, yeah, fuck that shit. That shit went out the window. Fuck all that. He shredded you. Safe to say that the highlights of that were the fact that Anissa basically said that I was a victim of being threatened with my life and all these things, and that's horrible and all. And it is. It's just that it wasn't real, because that was Mia Khalifa. You said that you did a porn video in a hijab, all right, and that you got death threats for that. She meant this, by the way, like legit dead serious to this woman that she just met for the first time in Kate. And you tell her Mia Khalifa's entire story about doing that adult video with the hijab, with another woman that was in a hijab. I've watched it, okay? Let's be honest, I'm a guy, fuck you. And then you tell her that was you, when it wasn't. And he said, I highly doubt any fucking studio would want you, seeing as though you just don't fit the bill as top tier attractive. Oh wait, it's porn. It's porn. Never mind. Actually, you do. But anyways, you wouldn't have the courage to do so. You'll just tease it and feign it and lie about it. You took someone else's actual victim story for Lebanese clout, and it's the lowest form of Lebanese clout there is. Unreal. So after that, okay, the interview was awful, scathing. They learned to basically, after a few tweets, embarrassing themselves further, including bragging about the fact they used my actual screenshot. I shit you not, because I showed them that they watched Kino Casino to prove that they had nothing to do with money. Because I was trying to prove at the time that Mike and Kate weren't in this for money. They just hate you. And that was my whole point. They literally hate you. They just don't like you, okay? You're bad people and they don't like you. It's a simple fucking concept. That's why they watch Kino Casino. No one watches Kino Casino from a normie perspective unless they hate a motherfucker. And by goddamn it, they hate you. They will watch that in the living room to laugh at you. And by the way, it's deserved. It's what you deserve. So anyways, beyond that, they use my screenshot, whatever. It starts off this whole thing. And Anissa basically spirals out of control, tweets a whole bunch of stupid shit, and then laughs at the fact that Kate was assaulted at work. It's just a whole fucking mess. But the interview went off without a hitch. It was embarrassing. Just another humiliation fucking ritual for the Jamhaikans. And that would be the worst of it. Except it wasn't, because again, it gets worse. See, one of the worst things you could ever do, is admit that the Kino Casino is getting to you.
Out of control. They won't, say as much. They'll just be like, yeah, we just do it for laughs. The whole thing's entertainment. It's just just innocent guys just having a laugh. Thankfully, Anissa and I are in a much safer and privileged position than many other people who are the targets of guys like this who want to bully them into submission. So now
yeah. I mean, like, that's what people are going to do because they want to get a reaction out of you.
Yeah.
I don't think they probably even really believe the stuff that they're saying, but they know because it's extreme and, like, edgy that it will cause you. And he sees his daughter covered in tattoos, married to Idubbbz the cuck, and he just freaks the out. Idubbbz is having to take him on.
See, I will tell you this. If the Kino Casino ever came after me, I would never do anything to be on the radar of those two idiots. But if that were the case, do you want to know why they would be hard-pressed to find shit with me? I pivot my content pretty fucking easy. It's going to be some pretty fun, boring shit. Hope you enjoy movie reviews, motherfucker. I'm that petty that if I am on the radar of that, I will do content purposefully that's different, as I'm very multifaceted in my content. I can do movies, sports. You guys already know. I can do collectibles. They can find ways to make fun of me, I'm pretty sure, but it's not going to be really good. They're going to give up on it after a few fucking weeks because it's just not going to be fruitful for them. The problem is, you gave them a new lease on life when they were pretty much done with you. You didn't have anything interesting. You're on your last legs. You're just doing your crappy political content that no one wanted to fucking see because you two idiots don't know jack shit about politics. And then you had to make a video that was quite possibly the single worst video I've seen in a while. Admitting you were being bullied. Now the rest of
it finally got to him, and they're just both broken and just dumping and crying about us. And it's like, do you not understand? This is exactly what we want. Like, oh no, brah, Fox, don't throw me in that there, brah.
it's a bunch of other YouTubers and shit that I don't care about. Don't give a fuck about Pegasus. Get fuck Tectone and all the other fucking lame ass YouTubers that, frankly, I've outgrown and don't want to watch anymore because they're just not interesting. They're very boring, useless, and they just completely like choke the algorithm and just take advantage of the algorithm. And that's fine, I get it, but been there, done that with all these other YouTubers that do it, and I don't like it. It's boring content, and I'm good. It's slop. And it's actually legitimate slop because it's just not interesting. There's no work put in, no soul put in. It's just bullshit. Because anyone can do it. I do it. So that's how boring and uninteresting it is. If I can do it, that means it's boring and uninteresting. Duh. But regardless, it is what it is. Those YouTubers all did that shit. You know, you did this video, Chronicle Biatch. You did a Twitch stream crying about the boxing coaches and all that. But you put the Kino Casino back on the map. And the entire comment section of that video just flooded with Kino bros going, whoa, buddy. Or, he's bald. He's felted. He's fucked. He's chairless. Like, he's cooked. Congratulations. Did you enjoy that? Admitting that you were getting bullied by a fucking 300-pound dude in a fucking Colonel Sanders suit with a fucking former cokehead and dressed as a piece of chicken? Andy Worski was on coke, brother, and you're being bullied by him. I'm not trying to be a dick, but let's just be fucking real. Who cares? If you, after all the things you've done, Idubbbz, and you can't even handle Andy Worski, and I'm talking like Andy Worski far past his prime, oh boy, it's over for you. And I love those two. I mean, I call them idiots and all that, but that's the point. It's like a radio show of just two screwball idiots messing around shitting on people. That's why I appreciate it, because that's the way it should be. If you don't like it, just don't watch it. Personally, that's how I look at it. I've cut down what I watch on content. I don't watch any people that I used to watch because it's just so toxic for my mentality. We'll watch Kino, there's an entertainment value to it. But anyways, you're getting bullied by those two, you got a problem. So then you decide to give them new life. Now they're never going to stop shitting on you. It's probably going to be a good year unless you just get off the internet completely, if they ever talk about you. I'm just going to keep it a buck. Like, the only one that's going to have it worse than you is Darkside Phil. Okay, the only one that's going to have it worse than you is either the Quartering or Darkside Phil. The three biggest things that they shit on are those three people. It's a rotation, and it's a pretty damn good rotation. I'm not going to lie. But regardless, whatever. Okay, so after that, you don't mention the Mike and Kate. Very smart idea to shut the fuck up. You know, they're going to take a rib at you once in a while. Like they made fun of you with that you won Locale of the Year, which you deserved, by the way, to Ian Jomha. Very deserved. Belated congratulations. You are truly the Locale of the Year. I think very well deserved, very well earned award for the absolute imbecilic stupidity that you committed. The stupidity of listening to your dumb wife. Congratulations. So a bunch of other crap goes on from there. A bunch of boring streams. No one really cares. Not eventful. Bunch of other things that people just boom, poo, and then views keep going down. Blah, blah. Okay, whatever. Let's just fast forward to the fun shit. All right, the Iranian fun shits. Oh my god. You know, I didn't think they could get on another level where Ethan Klein would come rear his ugly head again to fucking felt the fuck out these two idiots. Well, they're about to get a 6-hour beat down tomorrow on Kino Casino. Actually, it was me later today, technically, but whatever. Or tomorrow, depending on the AM. But let's just say for the fuck of it, tomorrow you're about to catch a beat down from the Kino Casino again for the 3,000th time for a good 6-7 hours. And after the Ethan Klein interview, it might be a full 10 hours.
She didn't respond to me and Anissa specifically. She was putting out a statement to people who were being rude or judgmental to her.
And it was with them. It was to them, right? More or less.
Yeah, that was exactly what he said.
They might go full record 10 hours whooping your ass, and they might be completely justified in their to do so. So where does this all begin? Well, Ian and Nisa decided to make a video mocking this Iranian man, talking about his experiences from going from Iran to America in New Orleans specifically.
I could see everything darker, but here everything looks more colorful.
Well, it's Mardi
Gras. Dude, I'm seeing everyone having such a good time here, being so free
and laughing.
But in Iran, you would be arrested on the spot for having any sort of joy.
If you were ever feeling joy, they would arrest you in Tehran, Iran.
And in Iran, you aren't allowed to dance. This is true shit, by the way. You're not allowed to dance. They use children as minesweepers. It's a fucked up country with a very imperial, disgusting government. We're not going to go into that too much, but you understand how fucked up this is. And Ian and Anissa, in their true great Jomha Ekin fashion, decide to mock this man for just talking about his experiences. He just is like, listen, I can't believe that you're allowed to do this in your country. You can dance, celebrate, show joy and love, appreciating all the great things that America has to offer. Granted, you don't have to be a fucking pro-America gun shooting and going wee, all that type of stereotypical shit. You don't gotta do that, but to not appreciate what you have is simply just pathetic. And I think that just shows you the disgusting nature of these two people, to not actually understand how beautiful this is, to see someone depreciate freedoms. You call him an America shill, basically. I forget what they called him, but I'm sure the clips I'm gonna download and use they'll show. This is gonna take a few days to edit anyways from this inception point, so I'm thinking hell yeah, about Friday I might release this damn video. But regardless, you go on and make fun of this man's experiences. So how could this get any worse? Well, two things. The first thing that happened was a bunch of protests and violence kick off in Iran due to these protests against the imperial, awful, oppressive regime of Iran. And it's a bloodbath. It is just bad in Iran right now. It is just kicking off right now. That's one. So that looks bad. People were making fun of you for that post. Now it's just ramped up to 10. It gets ramped up to 20 because you then get called out by the wife of the man that you shit on. She clowns you. You try to deflect it in a video saying, "Oh, that wasn't about us. That was about a general, like comment or everyone sense, just a general statement to everyone, just poo-pooing her husband's experience." Well, there's a screenshot from your podcast on her post, so that's probably not true. Then to later confirm it, my man Ethan Klein decides to fucking get the actual man that you shit on his podcast.
She may not like me to say that, but she cried and she said these people do not know anything about it.
You guys kind of made a post referencing him. Stevie did, and I'll read it really fast because it's short. She posted this, said, "Flashback to when so many of you mocked my husband and called him a liar."
So when she made that, she actually showed me the title, and she said, "Have you seen these people talking about you?" I was right in the middle of when I found out that there were like thousands of people getting killed. I was like, I really do not care. Like, if you want to post something, I do not even know what's going on. I do not care. And when she started like posting that, and when I saw that she's really sad about it, I was like, maybe this is something like more serious than just like a Reddit. I really thought it was just like a simple Reddit that somebody talked about us, but no, it was like a person with like audience that is talking like this about what we're going through. One thing that I saw about this text that she posted, and they said it's not about them. Yeah, it was about them. It was exactly like the story was exactly about them.
And he directly confirms, yeah, they were directing those comments to you. So yeah, now there's also rumors of Iranians in Canada waiting outside of two certain pet stores that Ian and Issa can only go to for their dog or some shit, and they're waiting to basically just tell you off for what you are. So there's that. But this is pretty bad. I mean, this has been a lot. In 9 months, you have completely offended the Iranian community. You embarrassed yourself against sex survivors. You've embarrassed yourself against literal people who've been through sexual abuse who believed in you. Now they're coming and they just turned their back on you, rightfully. You backstabbed your best friend for no apparent fucking reason, a man that backed you for years, and you lost your fan base. And why is this? Because Ian decided to listen to his dumbass wife, who's just jealous of him because she's a fucking clown on YouTube who could never make it. All Anissa ever was to anyone was someone that you basically want to just pile drive in sex. And even then, she's lost that. Tattooed herself to death. Got older. Just isn't there anymore. So now you have no real worth or value to anyone. And Ian, well, now you're stuck with him. Stinky old Ian. Now he has no money. Because you ruined it. Now, am I blaming this all on Anissa? No. I blame about 60% of this on Anissa. The big, large 40% is on Ian's pathetic weakness in decision making in his own right. And now he's going to have to suffer the consequences of this. And the worst part about it is, nor does this shock me or surprise me at all. It's only going to get worse. Excuse me. Sorry. This will only get worse. This will only get this will not get better. You will continue to go through this until you wither away. And I feel no pity. You did this to yourself. Suffer, rot, cope, seethe. That's it. Mike and Kate, they're fine. The Iranian couple, they'll move on from this. You know? And for what? Because you couldn't just admit you were wrong? All this could have been avoided, right? The Iranian saga in itself could have been avoided if you were just good people who learn from their mistakes. If you learn from your mistakes, you would never have a Mike and Kate. Your internet drama would, of course, be a thing, but if you were decent people outside of the internet, you wouldn't be going through these extra things that have just absolutely avalanched upon you. And I will say this. For me, This is fucking brutally hilarious. But from a realistic perspective, it's also sad. But anyways, y'all be good. I am out of here. I hope you guys enjoy this video of a nice little recap of the last 9 months of these two morons destroying their fucking careers. Well, Ian destroying his. And he's never had a career. Again, she just at one point was just attractive enough to where dudes kind of wanted to bend her over a table. And now that's gone. That sucks. Your only one value you had. And you didn't even take advantage of it when you were fucking hot. That sucks, Anissa. Suffer, bitch. Suffer.